Hi, this video is to get acquainted with Fog. To log on to Fog, you just go to 10.66.6.162 and it should come up with the home screen that should then ask you for your username and password, which you should have your username and password not part of this video. So, as we go across the tops, first of all, this is version 1.4.4. It is a newer version, but this is the one we're using currently. So, as I'm looking at it, this is the home screen, shows me how many actively are being sent right now and how much storage size I have, and if I can look back and see how much imaging we've done, and if we're currently imaging, I can see what imaging traffic we have down here, and no imaging is going on right now. Now, we can look at individual hosts by going to host management, and that's the PC. So if I was wanting to go to s-something in 403 and I type that in there, I'm going to see all the 403 machines start to show up down here, and I could look at a specific one. And you can see that a lot of these say no data, meaning that there isn't any data available. And if I go to this and I go to the inventory, I can see what inventory information is available, which is none. So, which is why we're going to do some of the things we're doing right now as part of the imaging process. So the first thing we're going to do is do a whole lab at a time. So we're going to go down here to group management. And if I go to list all groups, we can see the groups are there. If they start with the word cart, it means it's a mobile cart that we can bring down to room 412 to do our imaging. If it says RM, it means they're in a room, not in a cart, may or may not be movable. For instance, room 315 is all laptops, and there are docking stations in that room, so there's really no reason to bring them down to another room. So let's just look at one of the carts right now. We'll say we'll start in it, the cart in room 313. So if I click on that, I get some group things here. I can see what image. They're all going to get the same middle school image. I can see whether they're going to join the Active Directory, and all of this should be checked. If there's any question, you can hit clear fields, check it again, and it'll fill it in with the most current information that's in there. And then we can go to these tasks. Now, the first task we're going to do on all these is to get a valid inventory. So we're going to hook up our whole cart in room 412. We're going to go to advanced, and then we're going to go down here to hardware inventory. It's going to say, hey, you want to inventory all these things? We're going to say yes, create hardware inventory task, and now when I look over at the active tasks, we're going to see all those are involved in the active task of getting the inventory. After they're there, we're going to do boot to NIC. They'll all disappear as the inventory gets done on them. If we miss boot to NIC, they're not going to disappear. They're going to try to reboot, and you're going to have to tell it to boot to NIC again. So once this whole list is clear of the ones, and I, by the way, went down to task management, which is the fourth to last tab. Once they're all gone, then we're going to image them all. So we're going to go down here, and I'm going to go ahead and clear these, and the way you clear active tasks is just click there and go to the bottom and say clear selected tasks, yes. So now they're all gone. Now, if they're all gone like that, I can come back down to the group, and I can go down to cart 303. I can go to basic tasks, and now I can deploy to the whole thing. Now, if I wanted to shut down, which I do not, because I want them to load back up and join the network and all that good stuff, I could do that. I could tell it to shut down when I'm done. But if I don't, I just hit create deploy tasks, and now if I look down at tasks down here, I'm going to see all those going on. Now there's 25 active tasks. If I go to home, it shows nothing here because there's nothing that's active. No one's reported in. But as they do, you will see this fill up, and it will say how many are active. At some point it should say 10 are active and 15 are queued to go, because only 10 go at a time. And after all of these disappear, you need, or whichever ones disappear, as they disappear and get finished, you need to make sure that they log on to the network You log on to them, do the GP update, reboot, then disconnect the Wi-Fi. Make sure that it connects to the Wi-Fi automatically, because one of the group policy things is to give it the Wi-Fi usernames and passwords, or SSIDs and passwords. And then once that's done and they're connected, they're on Wi-Fi, just do a full shutdown, put them back in the cart, and move on to the other ones. There may or may not be enough stations to do all of a cart. Some of the carts have 27, and I know there's not 27 stations there. That just means you're going to get those later. The other thing is, since they can't all image at the same time, you can be doing 10 of them while you're cleaning the other ones and prepping the other ones and making sure they're ready, and then swap them out as they get done as well. That's up to you, the order that you want to get those done, but all these need to be thoroughly cleaned, re-imaged, make sure the keyboard, the monitor, the screen, the bezel, all that stuff is good before we put them away, so that when the teachers bring them out, they're clean, they're all good when the next school year starts.